This took me about a minute to generate. It's mildly funny, but ultimately completely pointless. Now watch this. This here, it took me an entire day. It's a simple shot, but it's the very first shot of the proof of concept trailer for Bloodsuckers. Both were made with AI, but only one involved direction. Because yes, there is a massive difference between making AI images and actual AI filmmaking. Now there's nothing wrong with the first video. We've all done it, and for most people that's enough. But if everything takes a minute to make, it's barely worth a second to watch. Filmmaking isn't about speed of execution. It's about crafting stories. So in this video, I want to show you why, and more importantly how, I spent a full day on a shot that lasts a few seconds. Not because I'm slow, but because that's what directing actually is. Prompting isn't just typing words until something sticks. Prompting is deciding what to use, what to change, and finally, what to keep. In other words, prompting is directing. Anyone can generate an image. A director decides which one deserves to exist. So what we are doing here is the very first shot of the Bloodsuckers trailer. And in order to know what this shot is, I need to know what the shots are in general for the trailer in its entirety. Or at least for the very first sequence of the trailer. This is where I used my storyboard notebook in order to design all the shots. And as you can see, in the end, the trailer will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 shots. But for now, we're just going to work on the one. And just for a little shameless plug, the storyboard notebook I'm using is my own. I designed it. If you are interested, you can actually order it on Amazon. Okay, so this is what those storyboard shots look like. This is the first one. This is one we're gonna make. But just for your information, I have a closer shot of the fisherman and then a medium shot here where we reveal his face. He's gonna slap the mosquito on the back of his neck. Then we're gonna have a close-up of him hearing the sound, and then the POV of the mosquito seeing the fisherman in the boat. And at the moment of the attack, a flock of ducks flying off the reeds on the side of the lake. So this is all suggested. But going back now, we are going to do the very first shot, which is this one. I see it as a helicopter shot. Why helicopter and not drone? Well, basically it's just a matter of like weight and speed, but let's see what we can do. I was curious to see what I can get just by using my first drawing. So I used it as the first image, and this is what I got. It's wrong on so many levels. It looks more like I don't know, like a Hallmark advertising or something. Anyway, this is totally not what I had in mind, but I had to see exactly what would the AI engine would generate just based on this first storyboard frame. Okay, this one here is a second generation with a tighter prompt, but still not happy. Even though the scale is almost right, but I wanted the shot to start from higher with an even wider shot. Not to mention the rose, the animation of the rose is wrong. It doesn't make much sense. The rose move, but the fisherman doesn't. I mean, it's more Harry Potter than anything else. Note that for the second generation, I used this picture of Old Man Cooper. So I had 2 reference images. One was the storyboard that I drew, and the other one was this picture here that I generated before for the character. I was not happy, and I realized that in order to get what I want, I had to break down this reference image here, this Old Man Cooper in the boat. So here is how I did it. Very often when you are making films, you set your mind on something and then you change your mind. And this is what I did also here. I set my mind on a certain Old Man Cooper, and then I changed my mind before generating the whole thing, and I chose to work with this one. This is again an image that I generated before when I was working strictly on the characters. I have many elements here that I knew I could work with in the future when I'm generating the whole sequence. Of course, I'm working here on the very first shot, but I also have to think that this very first shot is part of a 7 shots sequence. So I will need more elements based on this character that I generated. So here is how I broke down everything. I asked Nano Banana to isolate the fisherman and to give me this. Here, this is Old Man Cooper standing in a neutral background, and based on this one here, I asked again Nano Banana to generate a turnaround. Here it is. As you can see, we have Old Man Cooper from the front, but also quarter side one way, quarter side the other way, profile and back. So now I can have my camera position wherever I want, and I still have those references that I can feed into the AI engine, and it will always get it right because I'm very okay with this. However, just a little touch because my Old Man Cooper is sitting, so I pushed it a bit further and asked AI to give me a turnaround of the Old Man Cooper sitting. As you can see, this generation is almost good. There's still one standing in the middle, so that was an easy fix. And finally, I have my Old Man Cooper sitting on an invisible chair, or actually eventually will be in the boat. This is what I'm going to work with, not only for the first shot, but like I said, for the whole opening sequence. And because there will be close-ups, I also had Nano Banana generate a close-up for me of Old Man Cooper from the face, and another one a little bit from like a quarter profile. The thing is, you have to approach the whole thing as almost like plates with visual effects. In a way, AI filmmaking is closer to animation than it is to regular filmmaking with, like cameras and sets and people. So you treat every element as assets, and you need to generate those assets independently in order to recombine them just like you would do on a VFX shot. So based on that first picture that we've seen here, I asked Nano Banana to generate a wooden boat because I want it wooden, even though in the reference picture it's a metal one, and this is what it generated. I asked it to be a little bit used and rugged, but I think Nano Banana took it a step too far, so I asked to clean it a little bit, and I'm very happy with the result here. Then again, we need an engine, so I added an engine there, and as you can see, now we have the Old Man Cooper's boat ready to sail. And again, it's probably necessary to have a turnaround. Those are always useful, so I generated a turnaround. Again, little mistake here. We have 2 images repeated on the right side, so I added a top-down one because I'm going to need it for my aerial shots. It's not easy to say for a French guy. Aerial shots. Anyway, here it is. That's the turnaround for the Old Man Cooper's boat, and I'm very happy with this. The last thing I needed is to see it in water, and this is what I had here. This is Old Man Cooper's boat in water. As you can see here, there are a few props in the boat of Old Man Cooper's, so I asked again Nano Banana to give me a plate of the props that I will also use for my reference shots as an element. And this is all like the preparation, pre-production if you want, before the shots are generated. Now my set, in a way, in the first shot is that lake. So based on the first picture, again, it always starts from this one. I asked Nano Banana to give me a shot of the lake. It's not bad, but it's not high enough. I want my first shot to start from way higher. So I asked it to give me a different angle, and instead of giving me a higher angle, it just tilted down the camera, as you can see here. Generation after generation, you eventually get it right. So now the height of the camera is better, but I think I don't have enough scenery in that shot. As you can see, it's still a bit empty in the back. So I got even higher, and I asked for some hills and mist in the background, and this is what I got. And again, in anticipation of the following shots in that opening sequence, I asked Nano Banana to give me different angles. This here is the dock where the scene will play in the opening sequence of the trailer, and that's a shot of the reeds where those ducks will fly from. As you can see, it's all about anticipating, even though I generated here more than what I need for that very first shot, but I'm not only working on the first shot, but very much on that first sequence. So I'm kind of like working ahead on some of those. Now I'm going to go back a little and show you, because I'm working on the first frame, last frame kind of generation, which I think is where you have the most control. I've heard that's actually now even the first frame, middle frame and last frame on some models. I haven't used that for now, but here what I have available is first and last. So I'm going to work on the first frame of the shot, but I want to go back a little bit and show you what I got before I broke down Old Man Cooper and all those elements. This is all based on that very first image, and this is how I got those first shots that I was not happy with, because the shape of the boat is not consistent. As you can see, here is like pretty long, this one is like very short, this one is from the front, and you can barely recognize Old Man Cooper. It's like a random silhouette here. Again, random silhouette. This one is like closer to the boat again, but it's very unclear, and there's no fishing pole. As you can see, no fishing pole again here, and even like the angle right there is correct. Still no fishing pole. It could be anyone, anywhere. So this is why I had to go back to that very first image and break down everything, the character, the turnaround, the boat, the turnaround, the props, and then this is what I got eventually. And as you can see, this is pretty good. The problem is here, like we've seen when we were talking about the images of the lake, it's too low, it's too close. I want to start from higher up in the sky. So here now you can see Old Man Cooper, the exact same clothes, even though it's far, you can recognize the costume. He's holding the fishing pole, he's in the boat. There is everything that I want here in the shot. But now that I have the very first frame of the very first shot, I have to have the last frame, and the last frame will be this. And for this, all I had to do was ask Nando Banana to basically give me a closer, lower shot of the previous one as a reference. And this is how we got like first frame, first, last. And so finally, after spending this whole time, and you have the short version here, obviously, but after like wrong generation after wrong generation after wrong generation, eventually you got the right one, and you choose the right one, you save the right ones, and then you combine them together, and this is how we got that shot that I'm happy with. So that was one shot, a few seconds on screen, but a full day of decisions. Not because AI made it difficult, but because filmmaking still is. AI didn't replace the work, it just moved it upstream, into intention, taste, and restraint. You can generate thousands of images, a film only needs the right ones. So this really isn't about the tools, it's about authorship. In the next few videos, I'm going to keep breaking down shots like this. Not to show what AI can do, but to show what the director still has to decide. If you want to see how I built the characters for the Bloodsuckers trailer, click the video right here. I've also put this entire series into a playlist, so you can binge the whole thing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, be the you in YouTube.